Hi everybody, it's Dennis on Altegra. I'm just going to do a little tutorial on tarps. It's this time of year where we've had hurricane season, we just had Hillary go through, and every time there's a wind we always have problems with tarps coming off and being destroyed. So I want to show you my tarp. This I made and it was cheap. All the fabric from Home Depot. It's not tarp, it's shade cover. It takes 80% of the UV out. And I made these 6 years ago. I expected to get 2 years out of them, but this is the 6th year. This is why I have it, this arch. This is kind of my yoga exercise area up here. I put my mats down on the deck and I have a TRX that I can suspend down so I can do my workouts. So, first thing you might want to look at, all this fabric came from Home Depot. It's in the garden department and it's quite inexpensive. You can get it on the roll sometimes, but it usually comes in packages, different sizes. So I went down and I bought sufficient to cover the deck. So a friend of mine, Pete Herder, who is a cruiser, has gone back to Canada now. You might have heard of him. He makes amazing bags. If you want to check him out, he's an incredible bag maker. But he told me when I was doing it, he says, you know, the first thing you got to remember is you got to don't put it all together. Make sure they're apart. Just lace them together at the top. And I took that advice, and as you can see, what I've done is I've got side patches because it's so big with the laces. And this is what kept this thing together. I have had this up in 40 knot gusts, maybe more. And it has never, ever come loose. I've never pulled a grommet. I've never had a problem with it. It's just been absolutely astounding. Now you can see another piece on top, the second layer. That's an awning. That comes down. I've left it up and only to have the lines torn out. But the shade cover has never been a problem. So what I did, I went and bought the shade fabric from Home Depot, and I came and I had 3 sides. I went to a tapisseria and I had them do 3 sides and put grommets in. Each of these seams is double rolled and it has it has fabric inside there. The canvas inside there. So it's triple rolled. So that, now I put these grommets on the ends and I did not need that. The idea was I thought that I would be tying them both together. Never ever did that, so that was a waste of time. So but what I did do is I put grommets every 12 inches in the reinforced part. This is all reinforced. I have never lost one yet. Then I just use bungee cord. This is getting kind of old. I just put it through, tie a knot, get these little cords, hooks, and put it together and tie it down. That one needs to be changed, but there it is. Now I don't even use every one of them. And again, this has been out here in 45 knots. If I was going to leave the boat in a hurricane situation, I would make sure every one of those had a bungee cord. You don't want it solid. The bungee cord's got some give. But then at the top, when the wind comes through, it's going to vent out the top mostly and go through. Never have I had to take this down yet. And I don't anticipate leaving it. If I'm here, I'm in Mazatlan. Normally, if I do leave, I leave it up. I don't take it down. But what I do have, if it's going to be a hurricane that's going to come through here, then if there's nobody around, I would have the fellow who looks after my boat take it all down and put it back up, and he knows how to do that. Because I wouldn't want to take a chance in a hurricane, even though the strongest wind in a hurricane we've seen in here has been 60. And I was here when that happened, and I did not take it down. I took the awning off, but I left this up, and it was no problem. So the big secret, vents. Lots and lots of attachment points. The stronger the wind, the more you can do it. And they're quick to do. And there's many bungee cord options you can use. I like these the little knobs with the little loops on. You can buy on Amazon, quite cheap. Or the hooks. You can buy all of these things online of different kinds where you tie through this. And usually I just buy them because they do, in the UV, they do wear out. UV is terrible on them. I'll get it. If anything breaks, it's the hooks. And I have to replace the bungee and the hooks because they just break. So there you go. Some good advice. This has been very successful, inexpensive. Tapisserie. Oh, so back to the construction. What I did was, first I got the material, took it down to the tapisserie, and he did 3 edges, top, bottom, and the sides. Bought the material back to the boat, laid it out, and then I measured, bought it down, and I measured and marked the top, the shade, where I wanted it cut and seamed. Took it back to the tapisserie and had it made to that length because it's longer in one side than the back, so that bottom edge is not straight. So that amazingly has lasted a long time when I expected to get 2 summers out of it. There you go.